Bruce has a wonderful documentary that's gonna be out on Hulu on Friday called Road Diary.
You're making my manager happy now.
Y
Yeah.
Yeah, but I bring it up because I get from this documentary that you do occasionally torture your band. I mean,
Well, of course.
yeah, I mean, you'll do a Chuck Berry on them. Like, you will just call an audible and say, "All right, we're playing this song right now," and these guys have to kinda pick it up, right, real quick.
Yeah, yeah. It was just something we used to do for fun during the course of the night. We didn't do it so much on this tour, but torching the band is the band leader's prerogative. And in the documentary, they complain about it somewhat, and that I used to keep them playing for hours during a sound check while I walked around the entire arena, making sure every seat had the optimum sound.
When I was watching this documentary, I was kinda taken with the band was talking, and you were talking about the early days of touring, and you had some shitty bus, and you said you guys slept on bunk beds, but the bunk beds weren't chained down, so I guess when the tour bus would, if you even wanna call it a tour bus, would move.
Yeah, the beds would just tilt completely over in the aisle, and Steve, I'd come face to face with Steve Van Zandt in his bunk, and I'd have to push my bunk back and crash him back in shape. But that was all part of it. And it's something, you're young, you're on the road, you're probably staying in these little $6 hotels and Holiday Inns that are still better than your apartment. I always considered myself fortunate. Simple as that.
When people watch this on Friday on Hulu, you gotta wait through the credits. There is this really insane moment. Your mom was in a late stage of Alzheimer's, I believe, and you went to visit her, and the two of you are dancing together on this porch. It looked like an outside porch.
Yeah, we were at my house, and my brother-in-law we were just all sitting on the porch, and I knew my mother loved 40s big band music. That was her times, and so I put on "In the Mood," and she just gets up and starts going to it, and she was pretty good then, she could still get around and she could still dance, and I think only her short-term memory was affected around that time, and she had it for 10 years. It got much worse later, but he just happened to film it, and when my mother passed away, I found it on my phone, and so we just tucked it at the end of the film.